Have you ever looked at a property listing and thought, there's no way this thing can actually make money? Because that's exactly what most people think when they see a price tag of over $500,000. But what if that same property had two separate units, two separate income streams, and the potential to pay for itself while building long-term wealth in the background? Today we're breaking down a real duplex deal in Mesa, Arizona, that's listed for around $540,000. More importantly, I'm going to show you how investors are using something called a DSCR loan to buy properties like this without relying on traditional W-2 income. Before we start the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy real-world investing breakdowns and want to see exactly how deals are analyzed in today's market. Now let's jump in. One thing I've learned over the years is that most people look at real estate completely backwards. They start by asking, how much does the property cost? Investors ask a different question. How much income does the property produce? That simple shift changes everything, because a property isn't just a building. It's a small business. And when you're buying a duplex, you're essentially buying two businesses sitting on the same piece of land. The property we're looking at today is a duplex in Mesa, Arizona. Each side has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. That's important because larger rental units tend to attract families, long-term tenants, and people who aren't looking to move every year. In theory, that can mean more stability and fewer vacancy headaches. Now let's talk about why this deal caught my attention. The listing price is roughly $540,000. For a lot of people, that's where the conversation ends. They see the number and immediately think it's too expensive. But investors know the listing price is only one piece of the puzzle. The real question is whether the income supports the purchase. If both units can generate strong rental income, the property starts looking very different. Instead of seeing a $540,000 expense, you start seeing an asset that's producing cash flow every month. And that's where DSCR loans enter the picture. A lot of people hear about investment properties and assume you need a massive salary or years of tax returns to qualify. Traditionally, lenders wanted to see W-2 income, pay stubs, employment history, tax returns, and a mountain of paperwork. DSCR loans work differently. DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. That sounds complicated, but the concept is actually pretty simple. Instead of focusing heavily on your personal income, the lender looks at whether the property itself generates enough income to cover the debt. Think about that for a second. The property is helping qualify for the loan. The lender wants to know if the rental income can support the mortgage payments. For investors, that's a huge advantage, especially for business owners, entrepreneurs, self-employed individuals, or people who have income that doesn't fit neatly into traditional lending boxes. Now, that doesn't mean DSCR loans are magic. You still need to qualify. You still need reserves. You still need a down payment. And every lender has different requirements. But this financing strategy has opened doors for investors who might otherwise struggle with conventional loan approvals. So when I look at this Mesa duplex, I'm not asking whether I can personally pay the mortgage. I'm asking whether the property can pay the mortgage. That's a completely different mindset. The next thing I examine is rental potential. This is where many new investors make mistakes. They fall in love with the property before they fall in love with the numbers. The kitchen looks nice. The flooring is updated. The photos are great. None of that matters if the deal doesn't work financially. The first thing I want to know is what comparable rentals in the area are actually achieving. Not what the seller hopes they're worth. Not what someone on social media claims. What real tenants are paying right now. Because projected income is what drives the entire analysis. If each unit can command strong rent, the property starts creating multiple income streams from day one. And that's one of the reasons duplexes are so attractive. Instead of depending on a single tenant, you have 2 separate households contributing income. If one unit becomes vacant, there's still money coming in from the other side. That doesn't eliminate risk, but it can reduce the impact of vacancies compared to a single-family rental. Once I have rental estimates, That's when the real math begins. Because rental income is only half the story. The other half is all the expenses that investors sometimes forget to account for. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, vacancy costs, property management, repairs that always seem to show up at the worst possible time. Every experienced investor knows that properties don't simply collect rent and print money. Real estate rewards people who respect the numbers. That's why after estimating rental income, I start subtracting expenses one by one. A deal can look incredible at first glance, but once realistic expenses are added, the picture often changes. And honestly, that's a good thing. The goal isn't to convince yourself to buy a property. The goal is to discover whether the property deserves your money. Too many investors approach deals emotionally. They want the property to work. They hope the numbers work. They stretch assumptions until the spreadsheet tells them what they want to hear. That's dangerous. I prefer the opposite approach. I assume things will cost more. I assume maintenance will happen. I assume there will be vacancies. I assume surprises are coming. Because in real estate, surprises always show up eventually. If a property still looks attractive after conservative assumptions, that's when I start paying serious attention. And that's exactly why duplexes continue to interest me. They create flexibility. Imagine one unit covers a significant portion of the mortgage, while the second unit generates additional income. Now imagine rents gradually increasing over the next 5, 10, or 15 years. Meanwhile, tenants are helping pay down the loan balance every month. This is where many people misunderstand real estate investing. The monthly cash flow matters. But cash flow isn't the only benefit. There are really several wealth-building engines working at the same time. First, there's rental income. Second, there's loan paydown as the mortgage balance decreases. Third, there's potential appreciation if the property value rises over time. And fourth, there can be tax advantages depending on your situation and local regulations. When those factors start working together, something powerful happens. Wealth begins building in the background. Not overnight, not next week, not through some secret trick. Through time. That's the part social media rarely talks about. Most people want instant results. Real estate tends to reward patience. The investors who often win aren't necessarily the smartest people in the room. They're the people who stay in the game long enough for the numbers to compound. Now let's come back to this Mesa Duplex. Would I buy it today without further research? Absolutely not, and neither should anyone else. A listing is just the starting point. Before making an offer, I would verify local rental rates. I'd review property taxes. I'd inspect the condition of both units. I'd examine major systems like roofing, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. I'd look at neighborhood trends. I'd evaluate vacancy rates. I'd confirm whether the projected rents are realistic. I'd run multiple scenarios. Best case, expected case, worst case, because the difference between a good investment and a bad investment is usually hidden inside details that most people ignore. That's where the real work happens, not on social media, not in flashy videos, inside spreadsheets, inspections, conversations with lenders, and careful research. And here's something I think every new investor should remember. You don't need dozens of properties to start building wealth. Many successful investors began with one solid deal, then another's, then another's. The first property often teaches lessons that no book, podcast, or YouTube video can fully teach. That's why I enjoy analyzing opportunities like this. Even if I never buy the property, the process sharpens decision-making. Every deal teaches something. Every market teaches something. Every mistake teaches something. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is making better decisions over time. When I look at this $540,000 Mesa Duplex, I don't see a building. I see a business. I see 2 income-producing units. I see financing options like DSCR loans, creating opportunities for investors who don't fit traditional lending models. And most importantly, I see a reminder that wealth is often built through assets that generate income long after the initial purchase. Will this specific property become an amazing investment? Maybe, maybe not. The answer depends on the numbers, and the numbers always have the final vote. That's why every deal deserves careful analysis before a single dollar gets committed. Because in real estate, buying the right property can move you forward for years. Buying the wrong one can create years of headaches. That's the difference between investing and speculating. Investors follow the numbers. Speculators follow emotions. And over the long run, the numbers usually win. If you enjoyed this real-world deal breakdown and want to see more actual properties analyzed step by step, drop the word duplex in the comments below. I'd love to keep sharing the deals I'm looking at, the mistakes I avoid, and the strategies investors are using right now to build long-term wealth through real estate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.